There we go. Good morning, everybody. It's going to take a moment for some of you to be notified. Good morning, Amanda. Good to see you. What a very interesting time we are in as a species. Very exciting. Today I have with me the energy of a group called the Ascended, who want to discuss the concept of the effects of our causes. And the primary thing about the effects of our causes is that there is not one single human soul on this planet that can escape participation in what is occurring around this world, to this world, and through each and every one of you. Every one of you is playing a role in the function of creation. Even those of you that choose to keep your ears and eyes and mouths closed, you cannot escape participation in creation. What you say or do not say, what you do or do not, every moment of your existence, you are participating in creation. It is the one inevitable truth that every single living human soul is bound by, that you are part of creation, not separate from it. You are part of creation. You are not separate from it. You cannot escape participation, even if you choose to hide in a bottle or a castle. You cannot escape participation in creation. Does not matter what you say or do not say, what you think or do not think, what you believe or do not believe. Every single one of you upon this planet is participating in what you are observing, what you are experiencing. There is no escape from that reality. And there are two primary functions of existence that you can create with. We've spoken of this many times, and we'll continue to speak of it many more times until it's understood and heard and recognized in your own mind and heart that you, by word, by thought, by action, can only be of one of two functions. You are either a function of love or a function of fear. And you are coming to a point now, collectively, where the effects of all your joint participatory causes are beginning to affect what you call your environment significantly. As your science can only weigh and measure what it weighs and measures based on its instrumentations and mechanisms they developed thus far, they cannot measure what they cannot measure. And you are all electrical beings. The dynamic nature of all creation is electrical and magnetic. Thoughts, words, actions, creations. You are in an electromagnetic creative process. And because you are all one in this, all that is one in this. That all is electromagnetic in nature. That you are the creatures of this world that have free will in the truest meaning of that word. You all have free will in the truest meaning of that word. And your will and your use of your will or your lack thereof produces electromagnetic effects. The words and actions each and every one of you speaks, products of electromagnetic processes, inducing effects in your experience of time and space and matter. But every degree of creation is electromagnetic by nature. And you see these activities of your atmosphere, your waters, your air, all products now of your use of your will for many thousands of years. And here you are now, observing profound changes happening. You want to give it labels so as to not be responsible for your participation in the creation. You say global warming, you say, but you do not want to recognize that your participation in the electromagnetic process is being ignored and not even understood. That your anger, your fear, your judgment, your guilt, your shame, your greed are electromagnetic, as is your love, your joy, your compassion, your kindness. Everything that you think and do and speak or do not think or do or speak is an electromagnetic influence over the conditions of your lives, the conditions of your environment. You were given free will for that purpose. And we are excited to be saying these words to you because if you hear, no matter whether you are by definition rich or poor, powerful or weak, again, by your own definitions, if you hear these words, you cannot escape the effects of your causing. If you begin to evaluate that to harm life is to create an electromagnetic effect, to love life is to create an electromagnetic effect, to be joyful or angry is to produce an electromagnetic effect. And you've seen your animals, these wonderful creatures that you call your best friend, these creatures you call dogs. When they're upset and frustrated, they've experienced something uncomfortable, they shake themselves off. They release that energy from the system. And you think that a consciousness as developed and evolved as your planet is not equally capable of shaking off accumulated discomfort? Just as you will also do the same thing with your outbursts or your dancing and your celebrations. You find ways to discharge electromagnetic energies that do not serve you. The question becomes, why are we speaking to you through this one today about this subject? There's great concern about what you call your sun and your magnetic fields and your societal conditions, your economic considerations, the state of your wealthy and your poor. You have all these considerations. And very few of you sincerely and deeply taking a look at what your participation in the creation is or is not. That each and every one of you must come to a conclusion that you are participating in the thriving or the demise of your social creation, which you call your societies. But that the function of your creation is not limited to your own personalized experience, but that by definition of creation, you affect everything all around you. You may drop a pebble into a pond and watch its ripples seemingly disappear, but they continue almost imperceptibly. But every thought and every action that each and every one of you performs is like a ripple in that pond. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your ideas create ripples, electromagnetic ripples in your experiential reality of time, space, and matter. And now you find yourselves worried, some of you, what is going to happen to our planet? And you want to label it as something that you can comprehend within the range of what you think you know. And we're here to simply say that there is a range of things that you must learn to understand and know if you wish to affect a different creative outcome than the one you are currently unpackaging for yourselves. For you are in the process of unpackaging great suffering and discomfort as equally as you may unpackage great delight and wonder. You see both of them happening simultaneously, but one is seemingly more dominant than the other. And you think that the sun, by measure of your distance at a space of what you would say 93 million miles away, that you think you cannot affect it or that it cannot affect you. And both are not true. You affect each other all the time. You affect your earth. You affect your body. You affect those around you with your thoughts and your emotions and your considerations. You affect the sun and the moon, and they affect you electromagnetically. that your science does not have the instrumentations to identify and recognize these subtle interactions electromagnetically between one body and another does not mean that they do not exist. It simply means that you are unaware that they exist because you are simply perceiving reality from where you are and not considering the broader ramifications of your consciousness beyond the scope of what is visible to your 5 physical senses. And so here you are now, hearing these words. And if you are hearing these words, you cannot unhear them. That you are a creative individual affecting all else that is part of the creation in which you find yourself at this moment or any moment before and to come. It does not matter what label you will give the effects of your causes. If you choose to deny the causing of your effects, then you will not be able to change them. If you do not understand the effects of greed and power used incorrectly, do not understand the misuse of your resources, then you will bear the electromagnetic consequences of that ignorance. But if you hear these words, you cannot sit in ignorance and say, I decided I would make much money by creating this substance that could harm many people, but it would benefit me greatly, and then believe that because you did not have to participate in what you imposed upon other people, that you will not bear the effects, but you will. You cannot escape the effects of your own causing. No matter what rocket ship you go on, or what planet you go to, you cannot escape the effects of your own causing. And denial is not an excuse for a lack of responsibility. And simply removing those from the equation of matter, time, and space by toxicity and poisoning and other such things that you've been using for many years now will not assist you in escaping the effects of that cause. For everything is reacting and responding to what you are thinking and saying and doing and what you are not thinking and saying and doing. Responsibility and the choice to not be responsible both have causes and effects to them. And when you realize that it is in your power by the very nature of free will that you can begin to affect a substantial and significant change in the creative process under which you find yourself struggling, and you can continue to blame something outside of yourself for your choices and your actions, but you will always end up reaping the results of your own sowing. That is inevitable. Individually and collectively, you all do this. And so we came simply to remind you that though the empirical data is not able to be perceived by your scientific instrumentations, the empirical data is right in front of you. The sun is changing. Your earth is changing. And it is not because of your pollution or the substances of global warming. These are effects of causes. You must understand the effects that you set into motion that induce and cause changes in the fabric of time, space, and matter. You cannot deny your relationship to your sun any more than you can deny the relationship to your right arm or foot. You are connected intimately, profoundly with one another, with all things of this dimension of time and space. And this intimate connection can be one of suffering or love. It is your choice to hear or not to hear, to speak or not to speak, to do or not to do. It is well within the venue of your free will to affect change in your life, which is why you were given free will. That you could experience cause and effect and identify and recognize what your experiences are and how to correct them. Every function of every thought, every action, every word comes down to two very well-defined manifestations of electromagnetic expression. Those are the manifestations of love and fear as thoughts, as words, as actions, each producing very different results in the fabric of creation. There's only the choice between love and fear in every word you would utter, in every word you will hear, in every action you will take. None of you can escape participation in this creation in which you find yourself. And if you choose to continue to blame and attack and deny, then you will reap a different electromagnetic fault. Every action, every word, every consideration is an electromagnetic effect upon the creative process of what you call your life. And not one amongst you in this world as it is now can escape this reality. You may choose to deny it, saying, oh, that they are less evolved and they know less than we do. We know more than they do. Therefore, what we know is better. That is no excuse for harming another. And that is no excuse for blaming something else. Oh, it's the poor people that they can't do what we can do. Why do you not teach them? Why do you not teach them to awaken, to remember who they are, to remember their divinity? Instead, you would choose to create systems where you subjugate them further for the benefit of yourself, but the benefit to their detriment will be a reward that you will reap. For what you do unto others, you will surely reap the reward of that. And your suffering is as inevitable as the suffering you would impose upon others. You cannot do unto another without affecting yourself, your planet, your solar system. And we will continue in our process, for our conscience guides us to say and do very specific things, because we wish to reap what we sow also, but we wish to do so consciously and intelligently from the functional energy of love as a far more favorable experiential reality than the functional reality of fear. And you may only choose to live in love or live in fear. You cannot choose to live in anything else but these two to choose from. You can only serve one of these masters. As long as you stay in denial of the fact that what you think and feel and believe and say and do is electromagnetic and influences and induces change in time, space, and matter, you will not quite come to a very timely understanding of this before the effects of the causes neglected. And by that, we mean the things that you have said and done that have harmed yourself and others, whether you are conscious of that fact or not, that these will bear forth a reward in your life. And it will cause what you call a reset. It is not the reset that your so-called benign leaders are speaking of. This is a reset that has occurred many times in your historical civilizational evolution. Again, many of your previous civilizations but returned to dust and mud and water and air. But a few of them remain anomalous to you, enigmas somewhat, that you say, how did that get created or built? Because there was a different knowledge, a different understanding, a different awareness. That if you had the knowledge and awareness of those civilizations, things would have ended very differently and much sooner than they currently are. So do not fear, but let love, actions, words, and deeds come from that place of love towards yourself and others. Evaluate your definition of what love is. Your definition of love is that it will always enhance and improve and expand the quality and well-being of that which it encounters and interacts with in its purest form. Whereas the functions of fear will produce very different results, but each are available to you in any moment of your waking existence. Each and every one of you in this moment may choose a thought, a word, an action of love, or you may choose to do nothing, but you cannot escape the fact that even doing nothing is a function of creation. You cannot escape the function of creation. That is why you are here, to learn the function of creation. As we all came into this physical universe on our respective planetary systems, and dimensions of consciousness to learn the function of creation, to experience the errors that we make in creation and correct them, to offer other species and life forms the opportunity to your life forms on this planet and sought to raise them up to yourself. So too there are beings interacting with you even now that wish to raise you up to a higher expression than you currently exist at, as we are doing now through this one, to give you the opportunity to recognize that you cannot escape your relationship to all things. You cannot deny the fact that your consciousness is interconnected electromagnetically with the sun and the moon and the planets, with each other, with the water, with the air, with the trees. You are electrically bound in creation with all that is in this dimension of time and space and matter. You are bound to each other. You are literally your brother's keeper in this regard. That what you think and say and do bears consequence not only for yourself, but for all others. All other forms that exist in this dimension of creation, whether it be the speck of dust in the air, or the bird of the sky, or the fish of the sea, you are all bound in the process of creation together. Some of you with a greater potential in terms of being able to be more deliberate and precise in how you will affect creation. And regardless of that, every one of you will experience the results of creation, individually and collectively. The most dominant focus of your creative consciousness will become your dominant experience collectively. And if you do not believe that you can change and affect the way the sun is electromagnetically interacting with your planet, well, then you will simply allow what's going to happen without any consideration to what we are saying at all. That you, by way of establishing the function of love in your consciousness, can induce a change in the greatest of stars, as equally as you can induce such a change in your own body. That you can enter into an electromagnetic state of thought and feeling and belief that will establish a new self of the body. That you can do this. Or you may choose to believe that there's something beyond your grasp and control. Many of you in positions of authority and power denying your responsibility over what effects you are causing through your greed, through your avarice. Many of you choose to deny that you are causing the poverty, even though you know you are. You are so self-centered and selfish, you have no ability to look beyond your own nose, but you cannot look beyond the effects of the causes that will come upon you. Of that you can be sure, and of that we are absolutely sure. For we have been through what you have been through, many cycles, and now we have surrendered that fear and choose to function on working with those species and beings that are at that bridging point between unconsciousness and consciousness. And you're on that precipice now again. It is not the first time that you have been in this realm of understanding that you can affect profound change in creation. Every one of you have been engaged in this for some time. And as circumstances and situations would have it, your planet is going through reactive responses electromagnetically to what you are doing individually and collectively. And the sun is electromagnetically interacting and responding to the consciousness of the earth. And you all dance in this dance together. It is either the dance of love or the dance of fear. No one will force you to make a choice. That is not the way. You must choose choice. You must choose love, or you must choose fear. And the rewards of your life are that which you have practiced most. Have you practiced love or fear most? Understanding that you can study many great books of knowledge and wisdom and gain a profound insight and understanding, but the simplicity of creation is what is most beautiful about it. That you can be aware of what you think and change it. You can be aware of what you say and change it. You can be aware of what you do and change it. You can establish love. Even if you live in fear, you can establish love. Of the millions of human beings upon this planet that are enslaved to the greedy and the powerful, let us say to you that you must surrender your enslavement. You must learn to realize that what you think and what you feel and what you believe is of greater power than what you are being told to think and to believe. You must come to this realization that those leaders that would continue to keep you enslaved know full well that once you realize what they think does not have to be what you think anymore, that you may choose your thoughts, your beliefs, your ideas individually. And you may say to them, no, we will not give you what you do not deserve. And those that are in positions of authority and power must come to realize that you cannot escape the effects of your causing. You can blame it on whatever system you want, global warming, fossil fuels, carbon dioxide. You can blame your misdeeds on anything, but it will not nullify the effects of those misdeeds. And you can see very clear in the interactions of the sun, which will be increasing if you continue to dance down this path of ignorance and fear and control. You will continue to see these things increase, not decrease. From the perspective of what we said earlier, that everything is a dance of electromagnetic energy, that every thought, every emotion, every memory, every word, every deed you perform is an execution, a usage of that electromagnetic energy that causes effects, and that you have the free will to become conscious of your causes, to recognize your effects, to make intelligent choices about changing causes to change effects. This planet is capable of sustaining far more people than you would even consider to believe. And that you could establish a paradigm of such profound love, rivaling some of the greatest civilizations in your galaxy. But it will certainly take some work and effort on your part to be willing to do so. But one thing we can assure you of is that you cannot escape the effects of your own causing. You cannot judge another in anger or rage and deny that you will have an effect by that upon yourself or them. All thought, all memory, all emotion is cumulative and regenerative. You must learn to surrender those thoughts, those emotions, those memories that do not serve you anymore, and restore the function of love consciously to yourselves, to your civilization. We are grateful to be able to be a participation in this process in which you all find yourselves. Although the effects that we will reap will be very different than the effects that you are on the process of reaping, you still have time and choice to affect a different outcome than the one you are currently engaged in. But first you must begin the end of blame, the end of blaming your own misdeeds upon others. You must begin now. Time is very important when you're living in a material dimension. It's not so important when you're not living under the same influence of time, space, and matter as you can do so in consciousness itself, in awareness, in beingness. Time and space are very different in mind as they are in body. But your physical world will reap very specific effects of your causing. Thank you. That is really cool. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Wednesday edition of Shortcut for Your Soul. I'm truly grateful to be able to be here with you guys. And now that we're starting to, I had to go out and get some more equipment yesterday, and we'll be setting a studio up. So there'll be some changes in the background in the not too distant future. So thank you for understanding, your understanding and patience. Things are going to get really, really incredible on this planet if we get our consciousness together. And I'm excited to be part of it. So they will take questions and answers if you're wondering. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Hi. Hello, William. I feel my estranged father around in spirit. Visit me. Does he wish to reconnect? Yes, but he wishes to reconnect for the purpose of guiding you to take responsibility for the things that you really love to do, not the things that you feel you have to do. You want to take responsibility for the things that you love to do, not the things you have to do, so the love can flourish in your life. It's beautiful. Thank you. He's showing me a white rose and a red rose entwined. Hi. Hi. I'm grateful for the choice to choose love every day I wake up. That's wonderful, Jonathan. Thank you so much. Hi, Kathy. How you doing? Hi. Hi, how you doing? Good morning. Hi, Bridget. Hello, Zanel. Good to see you. Remember to like, to subscribe, to share this information with other people. The full content of the transmission from today can be reviewed on my YouTube channel in the live video section. Any live transmissions that have happened here will always be available on my YouTube live sections channel. In the event that I have to change some things, that I do have a Rumble channel that I will also be duplicating some videos that have been transmitted. But yeah, you can go to my YouTube channel. Oh, you're very welcome. Good to see you again, too. Thank you so much. I would love to hear from my granny, Lucy. Hi, Ginger. Yeah. She says she hears from you all the time. You need to open your ears to hear me. You need to open your ears, not your physical ears. People keep trying to hear them with physical ears. The process of getting your mind and body quiet and still becomes very important for those that you want to connect to your guides and your angels, ascended masters, and want to learn to do that process. Go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and enroll in our Masterclass 101 Awakening, where you can learn the fundamental practices for connecting to your guides and your angels. What are the basic steps that you need to do to get your mind and your body into a state where you can be open and receptive to connecting to the energies of your loved ones, to Jesus, to God, to Buddha? They are on different frequencies, right? You have to learn to shift your perception and consciousness to be able to perceive them. So again, go to my website and check that out. Amanda, thank you so much for that super chat. Really appreciate it. Lots of physical changes at home. Would love a message from the ascended. Let that which is love be your only rod. Let that which is love be your only rod. Can you be more specific about what that means? Every thought you think or say or do, let that function of love be the measure by which you cultivate the new life that you are currently manifesting. Let love be the manifester of your conditions, but be conscious in your choosing love. You must be very conscious in the choosing of love, in words, in deeds, in actions, and recognize the times where love says nothing. Recognize those moments where love says nothing, but simply says, I love you. Wow. Thank you, Amanda. Really appreciate that. Oh, hi, Lister. Thank you so much. Yeah, we got back in Canada last Friday, I believe. That was a wonderful thing. My computer, unfortunately, the computer that I normally use on the drive up got damaged, and the hard drive is now failing. So I've got to try and get some data off that. But it was very fascinating. Fortunately, I have this spare that I left up in Canada, so we'll be able to stay online, keep doing what we're doing. But good to see you too, Lister. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you for the badges and the hearts and the likes and the thumbs up. Remember that. Subscribe, give thumbs up. Put this algorithm on alert for this information so that other people get it, right? Hang on, what's this? I'm seeing new things. Level up your game. Superstar boot camp. I don't know what that means. Go there right now. Oh, you're welcome, Amanda. Trish is asking, every time I go back a reading with you. I listened to something you channeled, and it answers whatever I want to inquire on. Takeaway from this session is every thought, judgment, and word creates. What am I creating? So wonderful. Thank you, beautiful child. Thank you, beautiful sister. Thank you so much. All of you. The fact that you're here, whether you believe what you hear or not, what the connecting bond through this channel is the function of love and truth. That's what we all connect on. And even if you are in disbelief about some of the things you might be hearing, that underlying current of love and truth are what binds us all together in creation. My cousin passed away, just wondering if she had a message for me. I don't know why, but she's the song is coming to my head, My Lollipop. I don't know if you ever heard that song, My Lollipop. It's an old 50s song, but she's wanted me to tell you to hear those words. That song has something relevant for you. But it's the song My Lollipop. That's what she wants you. That's the message she wants you to get. That's really cute. Rebecca, hi. Rebecca's asking, does my grandfather have anything for me? He died in my arms, and he is so grateful for that you were there with him. It made it so much easier. He said you were his young love, and by that he means that he loved you very deeply and profoundly, and that's the way he wanted to leave this world, was in the arms of love. That's what he's telling me right now, that he wanted to leave this world in the arms of love, and it was truly a blessing. It is truly a blessing that you gave him that gift. What a blessing that you could do that for somebody, that we can do that for anybody. Hi. Someone saying, as some people claims, is this reality virtual? Thank you. This reality is electromagnetic. This dimensional reality we're in is electromagnetic, as our other dimensions electromagnetic. The whole of creation is electromagnetic in nature. The frequency ranges might change from the visible to the invisible spectrums, but all of creation is electromagnetic in nature. Keep that in mind. Jean Lovelow, Trish, I'm a bit confused with something. That's why it took me a while. I see nervous. I see. Excuse me. Pardon me. Okay. We'll do that. Thank you so much. Hi, Bridget. Bridget's asking, William, I had something come to me that I am now curious about. I would have convulsions at a very young age. Were those due to trauma? I'm not aware of, or was it due to health matters? I'm being told to tell you you were reacting to the unconscious elements of those around you that had been carried over from previous lifetimes. That as you aged, you began to differentiate yourself from their energy, and you broke the previous contracts from other lifetimes, which allowed those conditions to begin to ameliorate as time went on, because you distance yourself from those frequencies of fear and trauma that you had experienced collectively with that family system that you're in, that you finally broke away from. But that was, yes, past life energy and experience that you carried forward, that you've gradually moved further and further away from. It's a wonderful thing that you can do that. Hi, guys. I am becoming an ant again. So happy. Would love to know a little bit about this soul joining us. Oh, you're going to know all right. Jenny, you're going to know all right. Thank you. Is that poutine? Somebody just served me with some poutine on TikTok. Thank you for that order of poutine. Poutine is a very wonderful French-Canadian manifestation. Thank you so much. And I like the gravy on top. That's how life should be. Always gravy on top. Yes, it was. Someone's asking me, I have a message from my dad. Was it really him who came through me? As you understand, the more you're going to hear, the more you're going to see. And yes, it is him that's been trying to come through you. You need to learn the primary functions of learning to hear without your physical ears and learning to see without your physical eyes. Open your inner ear and your inner eye. Go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and look up Masterclass 101 Awakening. Sign up for that course. It starts in about 6 weeks, 7 weeks. And you'll learn the fundamental principles of how to train your awareness and your body and mind so that you can shift the perceptual apparatus of your consciousness to perceive, receive, and experience your Father's energy more intentionally and deliberately, and others as well, the ascended masters that want to communicate to you, your guides, your angels. Everybody has these. The physical world that you see with your eyes and hear with your ears is one frequency of perceptible consciousness. There are realms of consciousness just outside the range of what your eyes see and your ears hear physically. And you can train your mind and you can train your body to perceive these other realms of information so that you can gain a foothold into additional knowledge that you may not be able to get from this physical dimension or the life that you're currently in. Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome, Bridget. I'm curious on your thoughts on the videos auto-captioning messages from the sun. Again, I'm only transmitting what they're wanting to transmit through me, but I do know this from everything that they've been telling me, that we cannot escape the interconnectedness that you and I have with all else, with each other, with the world, with the sun, with the birds, the trees, the wind. We are electromagnetically bound in the creation together. The rich, the poor, the weak, the sick. We are electromagnetically bound in creation together. And we cannot, if we choose to say, oh, the sun is 93 million miles away, how can I possibly affect that? That's just a human mind thinking. But you're not separate from it. None of us are. And it's not separate from us. That's why it affects us. It's a two-way connection. But a lot of people don't understand that. What you need to do is focus on grounding yourself in love, aligning yourself to love and gratitude for the sun, for the earth, for the life that's around us. You know, people don't appreciate their position, and people in positions of authority were given authority to establish love. And unfortunately, so many of our leaders have taken these positions of authority and established their own control and power, and have been causing terrible suffering on the planet with humanity. And one of the sad things about that is they can't escape the effects of it. You harm another life, if you will be affected by what you do unto others shall be done unto you. It is the law. Ooh, I like that. Thug life. It's true. All these people in positions of authority and power who I've got all my money and all my wealth. I don't have a care in the world. Well, you will reap the effects of not caring. When you become selfish like that, you will reap the effects of your selfishness. All of us will reap the effects of our own causes. And it's really important. That's what they keep telling me. You cannot escape, or you can create lies. You can create lies. Oh, it's global warming. There's something beyond our control that all humans are doing. No. We are affecting time, space, and matter by what we think, say, and do. Every one of us is participating in this. Every one of us. And whether you're rich or poor does not negate your participation in creation. I love what they said earlier when they said, it doesn't matter what planet you try to go to, you can't escape or outrun the effects of your own causes. You can delay them, you can avoid them a little bit, but you can never escape them. There's no escaping. There's only creation. Hi guys, how you doing? Standell. Does my grandma have a message for me? She died while I was pregnant. Does she know about it? Yes, she does know about it. She's the guardian angel. She's the guardian angel for that child. You'll see that. She says you'll see it and you'll feel it. And she's telling me that you're getting a sensation right now that lets you know that what was just said to you is the truth from her. So that sensation you're just getting about that realization that she's now the guardian angel for your child. Yeah, you know what that means. She says you know what it means. Wonderful. Someone's saying, I'm so happy you're back to communicate these messages. I am too. I really, really am. I'm honored and privileged to be able to be a vehicle for this, as we should all be honored to be a vehicle for spirit. You can't escape it. You're either going to be a vehicle for love or a vehicle for fear. That's it. Every single human being, every one of you, doesn't matter how rich or poor you are, every one of you is either a vehicle for love or a vehicle for fear. And the effects of each are very different. And I hope it is my great aspiration to consistently, repeatedly be a vehicle for love to the best of my ability for the rest of this biological lifetime and beyond. But thank you so much. I'm glad to be back too, Amanda. I'm glad you're here. Baba Jean is asking, what is Saint Germain's message for me? He's saying that you need to use the violet fire in the heart of the North American continent. You need to use the violet fire in the heart of the North American continent. He's saying that that heart consists in the central point of the Great Lakes. That's where the great circulation system of the North American continent is, like United States and Canada. Mexico, they're not including Mexico in that part of North America, but the heart. So use the violet fire in the heart of North America. And again, that would be the central area of the Great Lakes, where energy circulates through the waters of the land, not just above, but below as well. Use the violet fire there. Use the violet fire there, Baba Gina. Thank you so much. Rebecca, she's saying, yes, she didn't want to forget you any more than you wanted to forget her. She says your bond has been for many lifetimes, as mother, as daughter, as sister, as brother, as father and mother and child. We have been together for many lifetimes. She's been together with you for many lifetimes, your grandma. Am I giving readings? On Thursday nights on TikTok, we will do mini readings. And again, we're doing Q&A right now, these are forms of mini readings. If you want an actual reading with me, go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and click under the reading section. You can book a time and date for your own reading time, a half hour, 1 hour reading with me there. You can also ask a single private question if you have a personal or private question, because people that get their questions answered here don't realize that you ask one question, there's a whole gamut of information that comes to me, but I'm only responding to the question you're asking because that's all that we really have time for. But you can certainly go to my Linktree link on my TikTok bio or under any one of my live videos on YouTube and click the Linktree link, and you can submit a single question to me through the PayPal function. You can also might consider leaving a tip for me on the tip jar if you believe the content here has been beneficial, helpful for you or for others. Then please consider leaving a tip in the tip jar as well. That's always very helpful. Hi, good to see you. Wonderful. Hi, glad you're here. Do my loved ones have a word for me? This would be a fantastic, timely time. I don't know who they're saying, but who's saying this, but they're saying something about you needing to write the music. That you need to write the music. You need to write the music in the songs that have not been sang. Ding dong. They say you need to do that. I hope everybody's able to hear me okay. I'm not using a specialized microphone on TikTok. I'm just using the inbuilt system. So I hope you guys are hearing me okay. Thank you for the dancing bear. Really appreciate that. Very kind of you. Thank you so much. You're very welcome, Terry. Yeah, that's wonderful. Hi. Hello, beautiful soul. You are all beautiful souls. Even in our ignorance and even in the neglect, the leaders that are doing so much neglectful harm to humanity without realizing the effects they're causing, you cannot escape the effects of your causes. You can change the causes you're affecting, and by doing so, you can escape the effects of the old causes. When you begin to change your heart and your mind from fear to love, then you'll change what you will reap, because you will be changing what you sow. And I want to give everybody that's in a position where they know that what they've said and what they've done has harmed other people, that even though you may have done that, you can begin to change that now. Begin to shift from anger and fear and judgment and attack, and begin to shift your function towards love and compassion and kindness and tolerance and patience and creativity and playfulness. That you can change the karma by what you think, say, and do in any moment. You can begin to change that process. Can take a lifetime, can take many lifetimes, can take months or years. As a medium, do you use or practice any astrology, or do you rely on intuitive senses? I on the latter, not the former. I just have been blessed most of my life with being able to receive information that was not available to me personally. So yeah, I use those senses. The non-physical senses: clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance. They're non-physical senses that in the last 5.5 years, since they've been speaking consciously and I've been consciously hearing them, that they gave us these courses to teach other people how to activate those senses so that people can begin to connect to the information that's available to them beyond the 5 sensory self, right? Because most people depend only on what they see, smell, touch, taste, and hear, but that's all you'll get from it. So you need to learn to open up these additional senses. You need to learn how to open up these additional senses so you can gain access to information beyond what you've been taught to know. But yeah, I do use these other senses by all means. Right? And it's not perfect yet. It's like learning any new skill you learn. It has to be developed and practiced and applied, like walking or talking or learning to write or to sing or to become a doctor. You have to practice certain skills, and mediumship is no different. People have to practice certain functions to awaken those innate abilities that we all possess. But thank you for that question. Really appreciate it. Question from Christy. Hi, Christy. Good to see you again. I'm in Poland now. Should I finish my citizenship papers in Poland or in the U.S.? Finish them where you are. I'm being given a great big exclamation mark. Finish them where you are, Christy. Finish them where you are and finish them now. That's for you specifically. Question, meaning to seeing and dreaming of hawks. EKG is asking what the meaning is to that. What I'm getting immediately, and what I've also understood to be true, is the hawk is usually the bringer of information. So be prepared, especially if it's happening, to opening and hearing ideas and information that are unfamiliar to you, receiving new ideas, information, and messages from other beings. Really important at this time. That's now that you're aware of that, you can be open. Know that you're being told to be open to receiving messages from spirit, from God, from your ascended masters, your guides, your angels, your loved ones. They're trying to give you messages, right? God talks to everybody who will listen. Let's see here. Well, more money does not necessarily mean more problems. This is really important. Somebody's saying more money, more problems. It's not the money that is problematic. It's the way in which it's employed as a functional tool. Money in and of itself is neither good nor bad. It's the application of its use that makes it so, right? Money can do really great things, right? We've seen it as it can do many harmful things, and we're seeing that. It can also do many great things. Do not underestimate the power. Hi there. Good to see you. Hi. Oh, I just love you too, darling. Thank you so much. That's so funny. Thank you for the disco love. Appreciate that. Somebody saying, any message for Robert of love and freedom? I'm being told to tell Robert he must learn the proper function of meditation. He must learn the proper function of meditation. They're telling me that they're putting the emphasis on the must. You must learn the proper function of meditation. That's the message that he needs to get today. You must learn the proper function of meditation. It will ameliorate a lot of the unnecessary difficulties that he's currently encountering. I'm glad I'm back. Thank you, Share Bear. I appreciate that. It's good to be back. It really is. I understand that. Thanks for the whipped coffee. Appreciate that. Oh my God, I can't write today. Is there a message for my highest good? if you've been listening. Thank you for that, Aiden. I really appreciate that heart in the hands. Thank you so much. Is there a message for my highest good? Function in love. What they said in the very beginning, we only have two choices, and they'll keep saying this again and again and again to us. You only have two choices in this creation that we're all in, all of us, every single one of us, you, me, everyone. Your only choice in thought, in word, in action is either love or fear. And only you can evaluate which is love and which is fear. And whatever you decide to evaluate, this isn't. So some people, greedy people, think, I want all the money, it's mine. I earn, it's fine. You can have all the money, but there's an effect to that. Greed is an energy that causes certain effects, right? Generosity is an energy that causes certain effects. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. But yeah, we're all in that position right now. Every one of us is part of this creation. I'm paraphrasing what they said earlier now, okay? Go back to watch the original message that the Ascended gave today. Go to my YouTube channel, William Michael Forbes, and check out the live video from today. When it's rendered, when we finish this live, it'll be processed and put up on the group wall, and then you can on my YouTube channel, and then you can watch it and hear the message. Because again, I won't say it the way they say it because they have a very different way of saying things, but it still comes down to the fundamental truth. Only thing you can ever do in this world, the only thing you can ever say or not say or be is either a function of love or a function of fear. Every one of us, everyone, no matter how big your castle is or whether you're lying beside your wine bottle on a street corner, every action, every word, every deed that all of us performs can only be a function of love or a function of fear. Does that not make it simple enough? That makes it pretty simple, that you can either function from love or you can function from fear. That's the simplest and most irreducible primary that I was ever given in these last 5.5 years. And I'll spend the rest of my life sharing this message with their assistance and guidance till the day this body no longer can function. It's a lovely thing. Somebody's saying, have a reading with William. It will be the most amazing reading you've ever had. And it's very true. May I ask William what my business will be like? I'm going to do a PayPal now. Again, you ask a question. There's a lot more information that comes in response to it. But I want to say this. The vibrational, emotional qualities that you can learn to embody in your words, your thoughts, and your actions become very important. The nature and quality of the feeling, the emotional energy that you bring into any endeavor and can you sustain your excitement? Can you sustain your passion? Can you sustain your playfulness? Even in the face of difficulty, to sustain excitement and passion and playfulness in regard to your dream or your goal will have an inevitable outcome for its success. If that is the right word to use for the fulfillment of your dream, is success, is it not? JJ, thank you for that super chat. So is love the greatest transmuter for pain, body part situations, other people? What they're telling me right now from the human perspective, yes, that is all that is available to many of you right now. However, there are vibrational frequencies that you might consider to be pure. The purest frequency of love, when utilized by an individual consciously with a clarity of intention, will transmute any and all suffering. The function of love in its purest form will transform and transmute any form of suffering. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Yes, there is such a thing as spiritual suffering. But the function of love in its purest form will transmute all of these. In its purest form, can you be more specific about what you mean by purest form? There's the love that you understand in this world, in your human construct of what love is. But there's a much broader understanding of its life-giving nature, its life-sustaining function, its eternal nature. The eternal nature of love, as there is the eternal nature of fear, and both reap their own effects and causes. But they are always there both of them. Oh, thank you for that, Jerusalem. Really appreciate that. What is the name of the man my wife cheated on for me? Bryce, it's really important. I'm being told not to provide that information, as it will simply delay your progress. It will delay your progress. This is not about whether your wife has cheated or who this man is. This is about what is your function of love. If you came here to perfect yourself, then let it be through love, your words and your actions and your deeds. To give you this individual's name will simply give you a place to disperse your frustration and anger towards, which would be of no benefit to yourself or others. But let your words and your actions, your choices, be of love. There's a component to love called forgiveness, which means to let go of. And if you are open and receptive to love, then your life will change, including the people that are in your life will change. When you are saying, I'm ready to surrender my suffering, I'm willing and ready to be open and receptive to love's expression towards me and through me, then your world will begin to change. You may not find yourself with the same person. Things can change from the function of love. Love organizes our affairs very differently than the function of fear. It's very true. Is that not beautiful? Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Bryce. That's a great question. Someone's saying, let me see how authentic you are, please. I have no idea what that means. When you were 3 years old, were you the authentic you? When you were 10 years old, were you the authentic you? When you were 15 years old, were you the authentic you? We are in a dynamic creation of transformation and change. There's no fixed state of authenticity. There is an evolution of love or an evolution of fear. There's an evolution of love or an evolution of fear. And that change in circumstance and condition that is a product of the expression of love or fear is what makes something as it is. And so you ask about the authenticity. Authenticity is in a process of transformation and change. As you get more adept at expressing and manifesting your consciousness intentionally as a mediation for love or a mediation for fear, you will be in a state of perpetual change towards a state of love or a state of fear. So that which is authentic is by definition not a static thing. I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi there. I will hire you, but need some assurances you are authentic. That's okay. Go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and go check out the testimonials. There's hundreds of testimonials on my website or on my Facebook business page. Not as many on my Facebook business page, but on my website, you'll see all the hundreds of testimonials from people who've experienced their readings in connection to their guides, their angels through me. Again, don't listen to me. Go check out what other people have said about their experiences in having a reading with me. It's quite profound and moving. Hello, beautiful Danielle. Thank you for that super chat. Really appreciate it. Has the targeted consumption of apple cider vinegar removed the kidney stones? I still feel a pulling sensation. The pulling sensation now has to do with the liberation of the remnants of anger. The pulling sensation now has to do with the release of the remnants of anger that's stored in that kidney. The remnants of that anger that's still stored in that kidney, you need to release those. That's really cool. Thank you, Danielle. Here we are. Can I tell you anything? Whether you know it or yes, I can tell you anything. Whether you know it or not, you are a function of love, and a creation of divinity. That you are such a living miracle that when you realize it, you would have nothing else to be but love. Why would you choose anything else? Can I get a live reading if I pay PayPal? You can't see your address. Go to my Linktree link on my TikTok bio, and you can go there, or you can go to the Linktree link on any of my live videos on my YouTube channel, and click the Linktree link, and you can get access to how to get a reading there. Or go to my website, WilliamMichaelForbes.com, and you can book your own date and time for your reading from my calendar there. Again, if somebody wants to, if you want me to start doing live readings, that's another creature, and there are things that often come through in readings that you may not want other people to know. I'm just going to caution you on that, because oftentimes you will find that there are things that you may not want other people to know. And I don't have any control over what's going to happen in a reading other than being as clear and open a channel as I possibly can, so that you receive the information that you specifically require from your guides, your angels, the ascended masters, your loved ones. Right. Live on site. And you're getting it right now. Those of you that are hearing the questions that you have being answered. Someone's saying, William's 1000% authentic and real, for real. A gift. Thank you so kindly. Very generous words. Thank you. Yeah, it's good to be back, guys. It really is. Will my psychic business improve? Thank you. Happy to pay. Can't see PayPal. Again, you must. Everybody has the potential to access information beyond the five sensory self. 5.5, well, almost 6 years ago now, they downloaded courses for us to teach others. What are the steps you need to go through to open up your internal senses, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance? Because you need to have those skills developed, or be developing them consciously, to gain access to realms of information outside of what you know from your physical experience. And so, yes, as you learn to develop and activate these other non-physical senses that everybody was born with, you weren't just born with 5 physical senses, you're also born with other non-physical senses. The 5 physical senses allow you to comprehend the material world, and the non-physical senses allow you to comprehend the invisible realm, the realm that's not invisible to your 5 senses. Master Jesus calls them clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, seeing without eyes, hearing without ears, feeling without the body, and knowing without any observable phenomena around you to tell you to know. But you need to develop those senses for the business to thrive in its authenticity. Because it's not enough to just say, I want to be a psychic. It's important that you're a very good psychic, that you're gaining information that's not constructed from your past. It has to come from the present moment. You need to teach yourself. But yes, as you activate these senses more consciously and deliberately, your business will thrive and grow. This is what happens. It is what happens. Drusilla, hi, sweetie. Hi, C. Hi, sweetie. Hi, C. Can use my love to heal my dog? Yeah, I'm more than happy, Drusilla. If you want, we can. I'm not sure quite what the. Yeah, I'm not sure what the question is. How can I use my love to heal my dog? She may need more surgery now. We have to keep her still for a month. The most important way, because animals have a very unique position in consciousness, that they are subjective and receptive to qualities of emotional energy, sensing energies. Animals are very good at sensing energy. In the case of your dog, Drusilla, what's really important is the calm demeanor, that you move into a calm, energetic demeanor. Feel that and communicate the feeling to the dog that being still and receptive will result in its complete recovery and healing. It needs to feel that from you, because the dog's function with you is to protect and be part of the pack. And what you're asking it to do now is to heal. So you need to communicate that frequency of energy, that being still is what it is required to be for you. That's what you need to communicate, that energy, that it needs to be still and reposed for a complete and total recovering. And if you can feel that demeanor every time with them, feel that calmness, reassure it that by being still and quiet, it's going to heal and recover fully and completely. In nature, this happens quite spontaneously. Where an animal is injured, it will crawl up into a corner and it will let its body heal. But in the human realm, animals function differently. So they'll react and respond to our energy as opposed to the spirit's energy directly. But that calm, receptive, open demeanor towards the dog, feeling that by it remaining still and quiet, it will heal fully and completely. And again, if you want, Drusilla, because I love you so much, and let me connect to you afterwards, and let's do a little healing with your dog, okay? And I'm asking anybody who's here now, let's just take a moment and transmit calm, soothing, healing energy to the dog, that its entire physiological system, glands, nerves, organs, tendons, ligaments, molecules, cells are being restored, rejuvenated, re-energized, and revitalized in perfect order. Oh, thank you, Drusilla. Thank you so much, JJ. I really appreciate it. I believe on one hand that we are all moderator blocked. Thank you for blocking that person. I don't know why they were blocked, but can you please tell me if a friend of mine starting with a T, a true friend, or has bad intentions, please? Amanda, you already know the answer to this. So tell me you already know the answer to this. You've been in need for a true, authentic friend for such a long time. They're telling me to tell you to not push this person away, but to decide that I'm open, receptive to a perfectly beautiful, harmonious, and loving friendship. To make the decision, I'm completely open and receptive to it, but use very, very conscious discernment with this individual. So I'm being told to tell you, use conscious discernment, but remain open to this true friendship that you're looking for. Be open and receptive to it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I know she's your baby. Our animals do become our babies sometimes. Hi there. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. Hi, everybody. Hello, everyone. Hello. Glad to be back. Getting my questions together for a reading. I'm like a snail. That's okay. Take your time, Don. So for those of you that are asking about readings, the way the reading process works is once you've booked the reading and it's been processed, you'll receive an email that will give you instructions on how to prepare for your reading. Preparation requires that you get at least 10 questions ready prior to the reading. You do not send the questions to me. You just get them ready for yourself, the 10 questions you want to ask. And whether you choose a half-hour reading or a 1-hour reading, you bring those 10 questions with you and you can ask the questions during the reading, and you will receive the answers that you're able to receive at that time. Your guides, your angels, the ascended masters, your loved ones that want to communicate with you, that you're calling forth by the questions you've constructed. You'll be guided to the information and the suggestions that you require in order to satisfy what it is you're having the reading for. But it's a one-on-one process, and oftentimes way more information. Every reading is recorded for you to download immediately after the reading, so that you don't just get the reading, you get a recording that you can download to your computer system and have it to replay, because every time, without exception, 5 to 10 times more information comes through in a reading. People can't even make enough notes to keep up with it. But once you have a recording, you can watch it and replay it and get all the juicy stuff out of it, because I'm not there personally directing the process. Your guides, your angels, your questions direct the process. Anyway, I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to that time spent with you. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Vertical Connections asking, are oxalates are concerned from a consumption of vegetables and fruits. Not if you're blessing the molecular structure of what you're consuming, you can change its effects on you. That is, certain fruits and vegetables have a tendency to be higher in oxalate content than others. But you must understand, because of the water content in these things, that your interaction with them, the blessing process, some of you call it the prayer process, but being very grateful and happy and joyous that you are receiving this substance that's going to nutrient your body and restore it and rejuvenate and re-energize it in all good ways. To have that intentional relationship with what you would consume will be of great benefit. So these substances that you call oxalates will be transformed and transmuted by way of your prayer. Many of you do not understand that you can affect matter, time, and space with your thinking, including the food you eat and the air that you breathe. You can affect great change more than you realize, as molecules and atoms are responding to you all the time, even in the spoken word. uh, yes. Yes, I understand that. Hi there, guys. Hi. Is there a message from my mom for my sister who is going through a difficult time? Um, yes, she's telling me to tell you to tell her that her love is within her. Remember my love, that I in love am with you. Be and act as if I am with you, for I am with you. Yes, I have not departed her life. I am with her. She must remember this. The pain is that she's in denial of this truth. And this happens quite a bit. Our loved ones leave the physical dimension. And after they leave the physical dimension, they try to interact with us, but they can't interact with us with words because they don't have a body. They can't interact with us in terms of touches, and because they don't have a physical body. They're non-physical. But they have an energetic component to their consciousness, so that when a loved one is not in a physical body, their energy will come to you and interact with your energy, the field around your body, because your body is emanating an electromagnetic field. So when their energy interacts with that electromagnetic field, your electromagnetic field interacts with the physical body, and you suddenly start thinking of your loved ones, remembering them, because their energy is now interacting with you. And what happens to many people is they think that the person is gone because they're remembering them. But what's happening is the person's interacting with your energy right now, but you're only accessing memory. You're not feeling their presence. If you do this, tell your sister to do this, to sit down and ask her mom to come close to her. We teach this in our Masterclass 101 on Awakening, how to teach people to become sensitive to the energy of our loved ones, our guides, our angels, ascended masters, because they're not all physical. There's a physical dimension of perception. There's the invisible dimensions of perception. And you learn how to access the invisible realms of information. But she says, please, 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 please tell her that I am not gone from her, nor am I gone from you. Wow. Thank you so much for that. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Those in fear will perceive love as fear because that is where they come from. That's correct. That's a very profound truth. I think we're almost complete here. Yes, we are. We're in the middle of our Masterclass 103 on creation, where our students are now learning how to focus exclusively on the process of creation. I'm very excited and delighted to be able to be a vehicle for these teachings to reach those who are ready to receive them and those who are resonating with us. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for coming out today. Thank you to all my contributors. My patrons, again, I apologize. I've been away for a month. We will resume our Patreons only live events on the 21st of this month. Our tier 2 patrons will get their event. Tier 2 patrons for $25 a month. You can get an exclusive 2 times a month. We have 1-hour meetings privately with patrons. And those that are on tier 2 get a connection on the 7th and the 21st. Those who are on tier 1 get to join us on the 7th of every month. So the 7th of this month did not happen. So my patrons, I will look forward to seeing you on the 7th of next month. For my tier 2 patrons, I'll look forward to seeing you on the 21st of this month. Very exciting times. If you want to know more about my Patreon account, go to my Patreon page, patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. Again, thank you everybody for coming out today. I want to wish you all much love. I look forward to seeing you guys on TikTok tomorrow night at 8 p.m. And for those of you on YouTube, I will see you guys and TikTok on the Friday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day, and I will see you then. Bye, everybody.